Hello everyone, it's Tom here, and we're back at it again with an Everything You Need to Know video. And this time, it's about the ASUS ROG Strix G16. This time, it's got a Ryzen 9 8940HX, an NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti, and 64GB of RAM and 2TB of storage. Isn't that surprising? We'll get into pricing soon. I want to talk about performance first. Now, obviously the CPU and GPU are not weak at all. Again, it's a Ryzen 9 8940HX and an RTX 5070 Ti, and truth be told, this laptop is probably much more powerful than the laptop or desktop you're using right now. Maybe twice, maybe 5 times, maybe 10 times more powerful. If that's the case, now's probably the right time to future-proof and invest in a better gaming rig. So, let's talk about FPS. And we'll test this laptop out with one game which I think is one of the most demanding at the moment, Cyberpunk 2077. Alright, so Cyberpunk 2077, 1200p at the highest graphical settings with DLAA and DLSS frame generation on. With these settings, you can expect an average FPS somewhere around the mid to high 90s, and you might occasionally see 100 FPS. Now, in my opinion, I don't really see why I wouldn't grab this laptop, especially if it performs this well, and it's a laptop, and I think that's really cool. The Ryzen 9 8940HX is a pretty cool CPU. The CPU has a total of 16 cores and 32 threads, and a lot of users report an average temperature of around 80 degrees Celsius under load, and that's much better compared to Intel CPUs which often touch 100 degrees Celsius very commonly. Anyway, I digress. The 8940HX can boost up to a maximum of 5.3 GHz, again, pretty cool, and it has a base TDP of 55 watts. Rad. Now, let's talk about the 5070 Ti, or TI, or however you want to pronounce it. RTX 5000 series card, Ti in the name, I think you get how powerful this GPU is going to be. It has 12GB of GDDR7 VRAM, which is very cool, and that means you don't have to worry about running out of VRAM when you want to do 2K gaming. You also get the latest features from NVIDIA like DLSS frame generation and all the other fancy stuff that RTX 3000 series cards or earlier don't really get. Now, let's talk about the RAM and the storage itself. This laptop has a very respectable selection of both, if I'm being honest. 64GB of DDR5 RAM is very good for practically every game there is out there, and honestly, I don't really see the need to upgrade this anymore. Storage-wise, well, I'd say the same. I think a terabyte of storage is the absolute minimum when it comes to gaming PCs and laptops nowadays, especially considering how big games are, going 100GB at times, maybe even 150GB. But this laptop gets 2 terabytes, which is much more than that. You can download as much games as you want. And finally, the design. Now this laptop looks very much like a gamer's laptop. Now when it comes to ports, starting on the left side of the laptop, we have the power connector, of course, an Ethernet port, 2 USB-C ports, and a 3.5mm jack, and to the right, we have 2 USB-A ports, and that's it. Now overall, for gaming, I think it does its job well. With the specs it has, it can play practically every game in existence with high graphics settings without the fear of lags and hitches. For general use, however, well, it's fine. It's just weird because this is purely a gaming laptop, right? But either way, yeah, you can do whatever else with this laptop. If you want to watch movies or YouTube, you can also use this laptop for work. If you do content creation or you just do lots of photo or video editing with heavy color grading work, then you're all good, because this laptop covers 100% of the DCI-P3 color gamut. Now, price. Do I think the laptop is worth the price? Well, for nearly $3,000. To be perfectly honest, I'd hold off on this and wait for a sale, but maybe you think it's worth it, and if you think it is, well, scan this QR code then, or you can also click on the link in the description below, check it out, maybe check out as well, and you'll have a pretty cool gaming laptop on your hands in no time. That's it for this video. I've got a tiny request for you. Why not leave a like and a sub, and maybe click on the notification bell as well. Should keep you up to date with our videos. Anyhow, it's Tom, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.